Hello and welcome to another Mailwrite Workshop. I'm Adam, co-founder, and I'm here with the one and only
Jonathan Denwood.
Yes. And today we are going to be sharing about how to become a micro hyperlocal real estate agent in 2023 because it's important and it's going to help you grow and earn an income. So tell us a little bit more about what a micro hyperlocal real estate agent is, Jonathan.
Well, it's a way to compete with the big national franchise brokerages, to really compete with your large regional or city independent brokerage. You can really level the playing field by being a super hyper local agent, and that can either be a geo area, subset of a city town, can be a certain type of buyer, older buyers, veterans, a subset of that. It could be a type of house, but you need to nicheify, as I call it. I call it nicheify. I'm not sure there's actual word like that.
I like
Adam.
it. I say we hashtag
I like
that
it, so I made
it.
Obviously, when you're starting out and you're trying to get the ball rolling, you got to take whatever client comes your way. But as soon as you get any sort of traction or stability of income coming in, Adam, the quicker that you find a niche and become localized in a specific area, city around that niche. And the reason why I'm pointing out is that in the title, a lot of people are going to automatically think hyper-local, that I'm talking about a geo area. And it can be a combination it is going to be a combination of area, but it can be nicheified even more by the type of client or clients that you're trying to appeal. The more you can do that, the more you're going to find that those type of clients come to you, and you're going to find it more and more easier to compete with the bigger players in your market.
Yeah, and we'll get into 5 or 6 different ways to do that, so that either you can launch your newer career or take your career to the next level, and just by maximizing the resources, the local knowledge that you've gained from clients over the years, and digitally finding quality clients in the area that you live. So all right, you ready to jump into this?
I am, Adam. I am.
All right, so the first thing to talk about is your local knowledge, marketing using social media, your website, and things like that. Tell us about that more.
Yeah, it's really important because Google, and the more you niche and the more you talk on social media about that niche, and the more it's another reason why you need your own website, because it will be also linked to something we've talked about a lot on this YouTube channel, which is your Google local business page. Really, it's a free page, and you set it up, and we've got a number of videos about that, haven't we, Adam?
Yeah, we do.
On the channel. And we're probably going to do another one next week about it as well. The reason why that's important, folks, is when you do a search on a mobile, on your phone, or even on your desktop for a local service like yourself, a map comes up and it will have 3 or 5 local businesses. Well, when people are doing a search for a real estate agent in your geo area, you want to be one of those agents it recommends.
Absolutely.
How does Google judge which of agents it's going to show up in that search, that local search? Well, it looks at your Google business page, it looks at your website, and it looks at your social media profiles, and it looks, are you a local agent? Are you based in the area? Do you talk about a particular subject around a particular geo area? So if somebody does a search, real estate agent, specializes in um, what is it, Victorian
Condos
homes,
or
or yeah,
okay,
well,
okay.
yeah, right. Um, if it sees content on your website or social media profiles, because Google is scanning everything,
Hmm.
it will decide that you're going to be one of the agents that appears in that map pack.
Yep.
And that's why it's really important.
Yeah, and I actually met with a client today, and they were saying, well, when we look on our web browser for the service industry that they're in, we pop up as number one, and I'm like, well, that's because you're looking from your own browser. Like
Unfortunately, that's what's going to happen if you've got a history.
that's a little cheating there. So they were number four for unpaid, unsponsored results, which is good. But yeah, okay, that's really good to
And
know.
well, the brutal truth, folks, is that 80% of all traffic goes to the first three um, businesses that appear on top of search. It's
Yeah,
just, obviously search is changing because of artificial intelligence, but for the next foreseeable future, it's going to be the same. And that, if you're not in the top three or you're not in that search pack for a local business, you're missing 80% of the traffic and
it's a
possible
lot.
customers. So that's
Yeah,
just the brutal truth.
yeah. And just some little pro tips is, and I just was reading this about the new algorithms and stuff, newer, I should say, but using keywords across all the different platforms, including website, blogging, social media, that are going to help generate
Well,
better SEO results too.
another real tip is that you want to buy your domain. You want a email address that the main email address that you use with Google wants to be the email address that you use for your Google business page,
Hmm.
and your email address should be linked to your social media accounts that you set up your Google profile will, because that's one of the key things Google looks for, the same email address on the social media accounts and other key online accounts that Google can track. It wants to see the same email address.
Interesting. Good pro tip there. I like that. All right. Anything else for that first one? And we'll
No,
get to the next ones. Okay.
yeah,
Hey, just a little quick break. If you can, give us a thumbs up, comment, share, hit that subscribe button so you're notified when our other free workshops come up. Helps us grow. It also helps us know different topics and things that we can touch on based on what you're sharing with us. So thanks for joining us on this. All right. Number two would be website hub community pages, tips, and insights. That's a big one, right?
yeah, because it's linked to your Google business page, your social media. This is to have what we call at Mailright hub evergreen pages, because
Yeah.
most real estate agents, unless they're working with us and they pay for one of our writers to write monthly content for them, you're too busy. It's famine or feast in the real estate business. It's very hard unless you really enjoy it and you're very dedicated to write regular posts, and unless you're regularly posting good quality content, it's difficult. But there's a way around that 90% of your competition won't be doing. And that's what we call building our evergreen pages, hub
Mm-hmm.
pages, basically, especially around, which is linked to being hyper-local, about the particular niche, the particular geo area you're working in, about schools, about various elements of your community, and build those pages out with really good written content with some nice videos. The videos don't have to be like super well edited, but they just need decent sound, and it can be done on your phone. And we've talked about that
We
extensively,
have.
haven't we, Adam?
We have. Yep.
But really fill out these pages, because and get them optimized, and these pages will send you quality leads to you for years to come. And the beauty of it, Adam, is they probably only need to be updated maybe every quarter, every 6 months, every 12 months, depending.
If that, right?
If that, well, I think, that
depending on what it is.
Just need to check over and see if the information is a bit out of date.
Yeah.
But that it will just pay after about 3-6 months. These pages, if they're set up the right way, Adam, they will just pay for themselves and generate quality leads to the agents for years to come.
Yeah. Yep. We're currently looking at some evergreen pages right now for clients, so it's been good timing on the topic as well. So, all right, how about the third one of my favorites, social media tips and insights. And we like to talk about being the digital mayor, which, we have lots of videos where we refer to that or have done a focus on that you should check out on our YouTube or on our blog on mail-right.com. So tell us about that, Jonathan.
Well, you're the social media expert. I'm not quite, but it fits in, especially the video side, which is another subject we've hammered away, isn't it? That, on your phone, you can use it for Instagram Reels, do short videos for YouTube, just talk about a local restaurant, just talk about local events, just to talk about any kind of new development that's going on in your area, just showing that you are there, you know what's going on in the local community around property. Give some insights about past deals, present clients that you've recently, you've got them success, you've managed to sell their home or help them buy a new home. Those type of videos combine with your evergreen pages, your hub pages as well, and just utilize that type of content for your social media. And it feeds into your website and it feeds into your Google local business page.
Yeah. And you can batch stuff, you can cross post to save time, but try to make sure you're not posting the exact same thing, exact same file onto each of the platforms, because it does seem like they know when we try to take those shortcuts, and there's some penalization from doing that. So
well, it's a bit of it's a constant war, because
it is.
They want you to, all of these social media platforms do not want you taking people off their platform.
Yeah.
They don't want to see you putting exactly the same content on their platform and somewhere else.
Yeah.
They're not there. They're there because they want to see people on their platform for the maximum amount of time, because that's how they sell adverts, to customers themselves. So
yeah,
if you don't understand that, that's why they penalize.
Yep, exactly. All right, I was going to share a little tip, but it actually goes into our fourth thing, which is using video and podcasting to show your local knowledge and marketing positioning. So share a little bit about that.
Well, you're not talking about, the great thing about real estate is that everybody in your local community and your niche love property. There's you're not a plumber, and no offense to plumbing, unless you've got a plumbing problem, you tend not to look at if you're not in the plumbing trade or you haven't got a problem, you're probably not going to watch plumbing videos. Well, the beauty
unless you're me and you just like to learn and do stuff. And my dad's a plumber, so that's kind of cheating.
You're in real estate and everybody wants to know about real estate. Good times, bad times, indifferent times, great times. There's always a fixation in America about real estate, about people's property. People love watching it. So your video, and in the age of AI, video that's taken by you, is going to become more and more important and
Yeah.
get you more and more traffic. I do a lot of video myself for my businesses. We do this regular every week normally, these type of workshops. Do a lot of other type of video as well.
Yep. One of my passions.
Linking to a website. The other thing is podcasting. Now, podcasting, if you want to meet everybody that's important in your local community and build your one-to-one native network, the quickest way you can do that, folks, is do a podcast, and you can do it over Zoom or StreamYard. You don't even have to be in the same office as the person. It's if you email all the local personalities and shakers in your community, normally they wouldn't respond, but if you're doing a podcast focused in your local community, you'll get a lot of response and you get a lot of people agreeing to be interviewed by you, and it's just a great way of increasing your network and putting your name out there. So anybody that's looking to build a local network and build the amount of reach they have in their local community, I would suggest that they do a local focused podcast around their community and about community leaders.
Yeah, that's good. And to kind of focus a little bit on the video, I'm curious because I know when it comes to the social media side, using video far reaches more people than using like static images that have no movement or anything on them. Is that the same when you're talking about like blog posts and stuff, or is it not really as much the same? Like, is it better to use video on blog posts or photos, or does it not totally matter?
It does, if you're putting a video with the same title as your blog posts on YouTube, because YouTube's owned by Google and Google's the main search engine, and for the foreseeable future, I don't care what Bing is doing with artificial intelligence, it's given them a little bit more traction, but compared to Google, it's still negligible, But we've got to be obviously 1% increase in market share for Bingle for Microsoft and around search brings in 1.5 billion in revenue. So if they only got 2% increase in search for Bing, that will probably bring in around 3 billion in revenue. Jeez. So they only need to move the needle a little bit, and it's a big figure. So, but the reality is that Google still, for the foreseeable future, will dominate search. And if you put the video with the same title as your post and just do a little bit of optimization, but when it comes to local content about a local subject and that, you don't have to spend a lot of optimization, because as long as you choose topical people, topical subjects, the SEO will sort itself out, because you're not going to get a mega audience, but it's going to be a very focused audience. It's a very focused audience that probably owns property or wants to own property. So they putting yourself in front of them, there's a good chance when they are looking to buy or sell, they're going to utilize you.
Yep. I don't know if you guys are catching some of the tips that come out of Jonathan's mouth, but you should be taking notes on this stuff, because there's some great things, and I'm always learning too, even just simple things like, is the title the same on the blog post as on the video that's being uploaded and put on Google and then on your website, right? So take notes and implement that stuff to help you grow. Okay, so last but not least, we have email marketing and postcards. And what's interesting is a lot of what MailRight does is what all these offer, which is great. So we'll kind of wrap up after that and share a little bit about MailRight too.
Email, do a monthly newsletter.
Wait, I thought email's dead.
It definitely is not.
It is not.
And, writing a really quality email, unless somebody's doing it for you, is time consuming. The best thing is just choose a local subject or event, and then the other, you can have 4 or 5 other things, or which you just curate. You become what I call a curation email newsletter, where you could ask people to send you content that you're going to publish through your newsletter.
Yeah,
it's probably to get it.
It's a great idea.
To probably get the ball rolling, you're probably going to have to do a write-up. It doesn't have to be war and peace about a local event or what's going on. And then it also flag up a particular property in the newsletter that you're dealing with, a particular customer that you've helped, or a particular property, and have a nice custom landing page on your website, and have the link in the newsletter to that particular property. It doesn't even have to be a property that's actively on the market. It could be a previous one that you sold. Just put some videos and have a story about how you helped the person. But the rest of the content can be community focused, and people just love that stuff. And just being a curation newsletter really cuts down the amount of time and energy that you have to put in writing it all. Something that would take hours probably take you about 30 to 40 minutes to knock out. Much more sustainable.
Yeah, that's where AI can also come in handy. I'm not a huge fan, but I know it works, and Jonathan does too. So, and let's face it, if you're living in an area, you should already be an expert, and it shouldn't be that hard to find things that you can write about that are interesting. I mean,
well, when it's about the community, it's just going to make it easier, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Trying to talk about property for, it's, if they're not, see, the problem is, if you just talk about property, unless they're in the market right there and then, they're probably going to unsubscribe. So if you talk about the community and just add a bit about property, you're probably going to keep them subscribed, and you probably have, if you do it the right way, you'll probably be able to increase the people that sign up.
Yeah, absolutely. What are you giving them that is resourceful? Don't just push information out there. Push good, resourceful, helpful information. Tell them where parks are, where dog parks
and the
are,
beauty,
where good hiking trails are.
And just to finish off, the beauty of all this is it's not replaceable. If you do all the things that we've outlined in this video, you become that agent that people see as knowing, that's present, that knows their local niche, their local market, and that's unreplaceable. That can't be replaced, and that can't be so easily competed with.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's 5+ tips of some of the most important things you can do to be successful in real estate, grow your business, grow the paycheck, and help more clients out. And don't forget to check out what MailRite offers as well. We got some amazing websites. We match the branding that you have. It has a review tool integrated into it, social media calendar. We can do social media campaigns with it. There's a lot that it does. What else am I missing there, Jonathan, that it does?
You did a superb job.
There's more there, but check out mail-right.com. We'd love to give you a free demo about it. People are loving it. And it's a great all-in-one, simple solution for you in the marketing industry. So until next time, work on being a micro, hyper local real estate agent. Take care.